Okay everyone, welcome to my another video. Today I'm recording my video in order to teach you some of education and knowledge about English. So first of all, I have planned my target after my graduated. Yeah, congratulations to me. So I have just graduated for 1 week after I sent after me and my team sent our last research book that had been booked out. So every time I try to speak up in English, sometimes it confuses me because I had to find a basic word to speak out. So sometimes I'm stuck because of no word to say. So right now I am slowly speaking because I am in the period of practicing myself in speaking English and keeping as much as word as I can. And okay, so today lessons that I'm about to teach you is from the book named New Word. So the New Word English student books here, inside here, uh, it it talks about some of the conversation and also some of the grammars and the topic that related to the lesson that it is going to be explained in another page. So, okay, let me review first what kind of book is it. So this book is a student book for the sixth floor students. I mean the secondary books, the English secondary books that student of sixth floor student study about it. And okay, we're not wasting our time, so let's begin. Our first lesson for today is about the first chapter of our studying today. So the first chapter called the Shanging world. Okay, so the Shanging world. So let we take a look from the first picture here. The first picture here, it is a picture of one of the Mongolian children, one of the Mongolian boy that is riding the horse to go to school. So some of the picture shows another picture shows the image of Mongolian tents. Okay, let's we talk about it. Okay, so the people of Inner Mongolia are nomadic. So nomadic, that means they are roaming. They have roamed everywhere. And they live in tents called yurts. So the tent that saw, we see, the tent that we're seeing in the picture, we call it yurts. So which they move several times a year in search of pasture for their herds. So they move the tents several times in a year to look for a specific place, a beautiful place to live in, to live. And also, the Mongolians rely on their animals for everything. So they rely their every action or every movement from the far places on their animals. And children are used to riding many miles on horseback. So they are getting used to use the animals as their vehicle. I don't know. Yeah. And The older generation is used to harsh winters and serve conditions. However, the young generations who are more educated dream of moving to towns and cities. Okay, so over here we can take a look a little word that we can get from the reading. The first word is nomadic. Nomadic is to be roaming around everywhere. Yeah, nomadic is kind of people that are not stay in the right place, but they are roaming around. And pasture. Pasture mean uh, a wide place or a wide field, a wide field that full of grass and have no, like has no trees around, just grass on it, and grass and uh, a, a bit of living things live there. Like there's just grass. No. And the next is harsh. Okay, so harsh that mean encounter or we call it another way is face. Okay, so harsh winters and surf conditions. So they used to face or encounter winters and server server conditions. Okay, and here we got some praise is here we got a praise on the text. So the praise is dream of. Dream of means like have a plan or have a dream to do something. Like I dream of I dream of having a car. So I have a dream to have a car. Or I dream of having a house. So that means I am dreaming or I dream to have a house. So to own the house. So dream of that is a phrase that come with verb ing. Okay, so another picture we can see here is the picture of the some of the Indians or civilization or civil that live in the Amazon forest. So here we can see the text. Let's read the text below. So the Indians in the Amazon and the natives of New Guinea were used to fishing and hunting for their survival. However, nowadays with the advance of technology, their way of life is changing and they are getting used to modern clothing and devices such as TV, cell phones, and the internet. Will they be able to preserve their cultures? Only time will tell. Okay, so let me take a look. Let me take a look, or uh, let me take a look at some verbs that we got here in the text. Number one is at once. So at once means the modernity, like we got some advance of life, like the modern of life, like we live in the modern style. Yeah, and also another one is uh, devices mean some of the devices mean some of the stuff about the technology. For example, like TV, cell phones, some kind of technology stuff. Okay, so for the next word is uh, pressure, uh, preserve. So the next verbs if so the next word is preserve. So preserve mean um, to keep something stable, or to keep something secure, or keep it safe for a long time. So in the text, it is a question sentence that Brighton, will they be able to preserve their cultures? So after the comes of many modern advices, for example, like a TV, cell phone, and some of some kind of technology stuff. So after the comes of those stuff, would they be able to preserve, to keep their culture, their old culture, to be stable again? Okay, so would they be able to preserve it, to keep, to preserve their culture again, or to keep their culture to be stable or to be secure, and to not be wiped out or destroyed by some of those technology stuff? So this is the question. And next, let we take a look at the conversation on the page 3. So the conversation here is the conversation between Misaki and Philip. So the first person is Misaki. Misaki, tell me, Philip, how are you getting used to living in Japan? Philip, I haven't had much trouble adjusting to life here so far. Misaki, what do you think of the people? Philip, I would say they're reserved, but very polite and willing to help. Misaki, don't you find the traffic in Tokyo hectic? Not in the least. I lived in Mexico City before, so I'm used to heavy traffic. However, I prefer taking the subway to driving a car. Misaki, but sometimes the trains are crowded. Philip, yeah, but on the other hand, it's civilized. There is no pushing and shoving. Misaki, and what things aren't you used to yet? Philip, I'm not used to the cost of living. Things are so expensive here. Misaki, what about the Japanese language? Philip, I was thinking of hiring a teacher. Would you be interested in teaching me? Misaki, I'm really short of time, but I can recommend someone. Okay, next let we first take a look at some words that we got from the conversation. So the first word is adjusting to. So adjusting to, that means to shank ourselves, to be getting used to something. Like we shank ourselves in the situation. So adjusting to, I mean, like shanking to get used to something. For example, adjusting to life here. So it's like to shank myself to get used to live here, to take a life here. Number words number two from the conversation is the reserve. So reserve mean um, the one who who are really love is who are really love to be with himself, like to keep himself in a silent place, to keep himself in a quiet place. So like can like as we know, like the people in Tokyo or the people in Japan, they are normally reserved people, reserved person. That means the people who love to be living in their area. So you get that? And hat trick mean the rush. Yeah, hat trick mean the rush, the hurry situation. And shoving mean to push and pull each other, like a push and pull, like you shoving me, like you push and pull me, push and pull me, shoving each other. So those are some of the words that we found from the conversation. So next, let's we move to the grammar part. So the grammar part here we can see, like in the circle here we can see some of the grammar part. Number one is preposition plus gerund. So the preposition can be followed by nouns or verb forms. For verbs after prepositions, always use the gerund. Gerund means the verb ing, the verb plus ing. For example, some of the prepositions that come with the verb gerund, like we found in the first text, is dream of. Like, my dream of living in forage country will come true soon. And I inquired about taking courses. So the first one is my dream of living. So dream of plus living. And number two is I inquired about taking courses at the language institute. Inquired mean need. So I need to what? I need to take courses. So in the other case, we can also say, I inquired about taking courses, or inquired must come with about. So I inquired about what? About taking courses. So here is some of the example of the preposition plus gerund. And another one is verbs plus preposition. So the word plus preposition, here are some of the example of the word plus preposition. Okay, many verbs are usually followed by certain preposition. The preposition can be followed by a noun or gerund. For example, the first word is apologize for. So apologize for. That means to apologize for something or for some action that we are screwed up. For example, she apologized for keeping me waiting. I mean, she made a mistake that she made me waiting for so long. So she apologized for keeping me waiting. And number two is decide against. So decide against, that mean to decide or to realize to do something. For example, we decided against getting a pet. So we decided to get a pet. In another word, we can say. And number three is dream of or dream about. For example, I dream of or I dream about having a house on the beach one day. So to have a house on the beach one day is one of my dreams. So I dreamed about or I dream of living or having a house. And number four is insist on. Insist on. Insist is to approve, to approve. Okay, so I insist on driving you home. So I admit you to uh, I admit to drive you home. So I want, so I approve to drive you home. And another one is object to. Object to means like I have a purpose to do that. For example, I object to having homework on the weekends. And next is succeed in. Succeed in, that means finish in doing something. For example, Rob succeeded in passing his exam. And next is talk about. So this is some of the normal word that we usually heard from many conversation. To talk about, like, to deal with each other. We talk about moving to another city. Talk about plus verb gerund, that means moving to another city. Think of or think about. So this is also one of the easy word that we always heard about. I'm thinking of changing jobs. I'm thinking of I'm thinking about changing jobs. So we can use two preposition. Okay. So the next one is the main part from the chapter one is to talk about be used to or get used to. So be used to or get used to can be followed by a noun or a, or a gerund. So be used to means that person has the habit of doing something. And get used to means become used to doing something. For example, I have lived in Mexico City for a long time. I have lived here for a long time. So now I am used to heavy traffic because I live in the city. So I have every day met the heavy traffic from the morning until the end of the day. So right now I'm used to it. I'm used to heavy traffic. And the next one is I got my own place when I went to college. So I'm used to living alone. And I come from a small town and I cannot get used to the noise in my apartment. So he just came from a small town to the city. So in the city, there is always a heavy noise, noisy noise. So he said that I cannot get used to the noise. So I can't get it. I cannot live with it. But I'm getting used to traveling on the subway. Yeah, and he said again like that he is getting used to traveling on the subway. So here are the uh, some of the texts that we can use in our daily conversation. Easy text or easy how to say easy grammar that we can use is used to or get used to. To be used to, that means we used to do something in the past, then that thing is already past. For example, I used to climb a tree when I was a child. So right now we don't do that again. But getting used to is get used to right now. Like right now we are getting used to something. For example, right now I'm getting used to live in the city because I have lived here for 4 years after my first time came to the university. So after my first time came to the university, for the first time, I didn't get used to it. You hear that? I didn't get used to live in the city because I used to live because before this I have lived in the village, so I love the atmosphere of the village. But after that, after I moved to the city, So right now, I have been here for 4 years by myself in a small dormitory. So right now, I'm getting used to it. I'm getting used to live in the city until I have no time or I have no problem with living here for so long or continue my living here in the city again. Okay, so now you can understand some of the verbs that come with preposition and also the preposition plus gerund and also the grammar of how to use be used to and get used to. So that those are all from the chapter 1. So see you next in the chapter 2 on my next video.